Through the World of One Punch Chapter 6. What? The three of Blowing Snow said in unison. Only Lily was in the dark, touched her head, and looked confused. Hearing the noise, someone called his hero's name. Wuxiao raised his head and saw the side-gaze, embarrassed snow-blowing group. It is not strange to meet them in the Hero Association, and the probability is very high. Just thinking about it, his shoulder was suddenly put around by the atomic samurai, and he smiled with his face. Kitchen knife slashing man, how about it? Do you want to go out and compete with me? No need. I definitely can't compare to you. Wuxiao deflected his head in disgust and blurted out. Oh, meaning do you have something else to do with me? The atomic samurai's eyes flashed with essence, and he came with greater interest. The two pushed, pulled and pulled, turned around and left between conversation and laughter, and disappeared from everyone's field of vision. That's the fourth hero of the S rank, Your Excellency the Atomic Samurai. The eyelashes and the mountain ape's pupils trembled, and he stood in place dumbfounded. They are obviously B-class heroes, but they suddenly feel that there seems to be an insurmountable gap between themselves and the kitchen knife slashing man. Blowing Zhu clenched the fist of one hand, remembering what happened yesterday. She only felt ashamed. She was questioning what kind of person she was, so unwilling. Lord Fuyuki, what's wrong with you? Lily, who did not know the truth, asked again. Street with few people. After finding various reasons to get rid of the entanglement of atomic samurai, Wuxiao walked alone on the road, quietly thinking. He still felt strange. Could it be that because of the appearance of his own traverser, the world pattern slowly changed? The so-called butterfly effect is like this. Think about it. In addition to the weird association, what other forces will attack S-class heroes, gods? Or the Son of Blast? It's possible, so it's hard to guess. Forget it. Wuxiao let out a breath. The more he thought about it, the bigger his head became, and he couldn't think of a reason. So he decided to go with the flow first and take one step at a time. Take out your mobile phone and log in to the official website of the Hero Association, and you can find out the location of the weirdos' trouble on it in real time. In addition, wanted people are also issued, and the wanted weirdos are often cunning, good at hiding their whereabouts, and their combat power is not necessarily strong, but it is difficult to find. It appears in City D today, and may appear again in City F tomorrow. Flipping through the webpage, a strange man called the Death Vending Machine attracts the attention of Wuxiao. Predicted disaster level, evil deeds, dozens of citizens have been killed or injured. Intelligence, it seems to have the ability to deform, often confused in the vending machine, and when someone approaches to put in a coin. It will extend a mechanical arm and penetrate the chest of the other party. The plot is egregious and dangerous. Please be careful if you see a vending machine on the side of the road. Chapter 10. G10 Machine God. The wanted portrait of the death vending machine is a black shadow with the outline of the vending machine, and a pair of blood-red eyes at the top. Which is very strange in order to make people understand its danger. Mechanical weirdos. Wuxiao looked at Xiao for a long time and rubbed his forehead for analysis. Mechanical weirdos will most likely use flame and explosive attacks, plus a body of iron. The blood blade will not play much role, unless it directly cuts off the key line. Anyway. It is a little difficult, it is best not to care. Continuing to flip through the web page, before I knew it, Wuxiao came to a small back street with almost no pedestrians. Come out, death vending machine, I know you are mixed in with the nearby vending machine. A coquettish shout came into the ears, heard the 3 words of vending machine, looked over without knowing the conditioned reflex. And found that a cute girl wearing a black and white plaid pleated skirt with a red double ponytail was reaching out and pointing to a red vending machine in front of her. And there were several more on the side. A small tiger tooth showing on the side of her mouth is particularly conspicuous, and she holds a red yo-yo in her hand. Wuxiao has an impression of her. She is the 33rd hero of the B rank, and she has fought with her when hunting tiger-level weirdos before. To be precise, after she hit the weirdo hard, she couldn't completely kill it. She first lost her strength and fainted. Wuxiao just passed by, killed the weirdo, and picked up a bargain. Yo-Yo didn't know about this matter, so he just knew her unilaterally. Hey, cross-level management of the work of a class heroes, don't you die. Wuxiao stopped 10 meters away from her and raised her speech by decibels. This little Nizi is too tiger, and it is a miracle that she can live to this day. Who are you? Yo-Yo turned around, put his hands on his waist, smacked his lips, and said dissatisfied. A B-class hero. Wuxiao touched his nose and said, a little weak-hearted. Cut. I thought it was S-class. What if I'm not an A-class hero? It's only a matter of time before I'm promoted. Don't worry about it. Yo-Yo snorted softly and continued to face the yin and yang strange chi of the vending machine. Like, are you afraid of Miss Ben? The coward came out to die, and so on, without a single dirty word, but the mockery value was full. And passers-by who occasionally listened to it looked sideways. Wuxiao looked at her speechlessly. How could a strange person with an extremely deep city eat this set? Noisy to death. Do you want to die so much? A voice that was so angry that he gritted his teeth and could clearly feel the unhappiness and anger entered the ears of the two. Wuxiao's expression was stunned. Didn't it? It really appeared. Hey, there. The corners of Yo-Yo's mouth hooked a proud look, turned around and threw out the yo-yo ball in his hand to the left rear, and when it rotated at high speed in the air, the blade in the ball automatically popped out, forming a blade storm of about 20 centimeters, and attacked directly towards a white vending machine. Unexpectedly, the vending machine deformed for a while and turned into a pitch-black, shiny humanoid robot, about 2 meters tall. In the face of the yo-yo's blade storm, its left robotic arm automatically forms a shield, accompanied by an uninterrupted metal friction sound, which firmly blocks it without leaving a trace. So hard. The leisurely tiger tooth bit on the lip and subconsciously opened some distance. In the fierce collision, the force of the yo-yo was quickly removed, the speed was visibly reduced, and all the blades that popped out were retracted. Too weak. Is this the so-called B-class hero? The robot's two blood-red camera eyes turned, lowered the shield, and the other hand turned into a Sen-cold spear. The overall shape was like Spartan. Disturb my G10 machine god to test the camouflage function, it's just looking for death. Quote. G10, Wuxiao, who was watching the battle from the sidelines, heard this word, and immediately did not calm down. The mysterious organization to which the G-series machine god belongs, according to the development of the plot, has assisted the Weird Association to attack the Hero Association. And the members are all powerful robots, and the strength of the ghost level starts. And the S-class hero-driven knight, based on various strange behaviors, or coincidences, is suspected to be the G5 machine god, but there is no sufficient evidence. There is also a saying that the leader of this robot organization, perhaps the S-class hero Metal Knight, is the most mysterious hero except for demolition. And often stands by and watches the attacks of weirdos, making many heroes angry, but there is still not enough evidence to prove it. The dispute inside even involves Tong Dai and Genos. In a word, your circle is very chaotic. In short, the two are not necessarily good people, nor are they necessarily bad people, and the specific situation is not clear to this crosser. But one thing is clear, the G-series robots are extremely threatening existences and must be eliminated. Yo-Yo, who obviously fell into the downwind, but at this time chuckled, she took back the yo-yo that was about to stop spinning. And felt the second yo-yo from the black bag pinned to her waist, which was blue. Haven't you juggled enough? Your toys don't do anything to me, and it's okay to be pierced by my heart obediently. The G10 machine god approached step by step. And the spear in its right hand retracted back, as if in the next second, it would instantly stab out. Since you chose to defend with a shield, it means that your body and shield are made of two different materials, otherwise there is no need to do so much. I am right. Yo-Yo made a ball-throwing motion with both hands, and a confident smile on his face. After saying that, in two different directions, the yo-yo was thrown out, the red ball attacked the front of the G10, and the blue ball turned in midair and attacked its back. What? G10 exclaimed, as Yo-Yo judged, its other parts and shield material strength is different, about 3 times the difference, and it is very likely to be injured if hit directly. And now, it can only choose the defensive side. Click. For a moment of stunned, the blue ball left a claw-like deep mark on the back of the G10, cutting off several colorful wires, and emitting electric light and sparks. It's a pity that it's not a line that is the main function. 2 strokes. Wuxiao became a melon-eating mass, and his worries might be superfluous. I won. Death vending machine. Yo-Yo let out a cry of joy, his fingers tugged, and he adjusted the trajectory of the blue ball, this time aiming at the head of the G10. Boom. As a result, sparks splattered, unscathed, and felt almost like hitting a shield. Wouldn't it? Yo-Yo's expression froze, his heart was confused, and he seemed to realize something. Too naive woman, a qualified machine god, how can the defense of the weak part be vulnerable? And my name is G10 machine god, remember it well. I actually broke my noble body, and I'll send you on my way now. The red light in G10's eyes shines, and it runs fast, which is bound to pierce the heart. Yo-Yo looked flustered, his face turned pale, obviously he had no last move. So I told you just now, B-level heroes don't just care about the affairs of A-level heroes. Wuxiao had already pulled out the kitchen knife on his waist and blocked it in front of Yu. Chapter 11, The Cultists of the Evil Gods. At that moment, from the elbow of the G10, a flame airstream that boosted acceleration was ejected, and the sharp tip of the gun pierced Wuxiao in a blink of an eye. Seeing this, Wuxiao secretly breathed a sigh of relief. As long as the other party did not attack with fire, it didn't matter. He clenched the kitchen knife, regardless of the danger, and rushed up to slash at the G10's camera eye, which seemed like a suicide attack to outsiders. Another one looking for death. G10 shouted in a disdainful tone. According to the database in front of him, the other party was just a B-level hero, holding an ordinary iron kitchen knife. And there was no threat to it. However, Wuxiao's heart was hit head-on by the tip of the gun, but did not advance for half a minute, and the G10 had time to be surprised. A bright silver knife light flashed in front of his eyes. Clicked. Electric current, and his vision was completely plunged into darkness. Ah, what did you do? G10 suddenly took a few steps back, like a headless fly, its limbs swinging wildly. Its camera eye is a very sophisticated instrument, with analysis, thermal induction and other functions, although the structure is fragile. But the surface has a high-strength transparent shell protection. Heavy sniper rifle bullets cannot penetrate, actually cut by a B-class hero with a kitchen knife. Faced with such an unreasonable situation, the mechanical brain of the G10 ran and calculated quickly, almost crashing and paralyzing, which is similar to being angry with cerebral congestion. Yo-Yo's little mouth opened slightly, standing back and looking directly dumbfounded. Wuxiao ignored the G10's rampage, continued to chase after the victory, and attacked its forehead with a sword. I don't know if it's luck, under the blessing of the bloodblade, although the cut wound is shallow, but this knife goes down. G10's spear arm suddenly hangs uncontrollably to the ground. And there is no movement anymore, obviously touching the key line. Suffered. After the body was seriously damaged, the G10's forced cooldown program was urgently activated to calm it down, and immediately realized that he had encountered hard stubble. Immediately distanced himself from Wuxiao, turned around and wanted to escape. It seems that he has to go back to upgrade and strengthen in order to come back to take revenge. Don't think about running. Returning to his senses, he hurriedly threw out 2 yo-yo balls and attacked the mechanical legs of G10, who could not dodge. and was cut by the blade with 2 large holes, followed by an unbalanced and fell heavily to the ground. Abominable. The G10, which lost the sensing function, did not notice at all at this time, and had quietly approached Wuxiao. Goodbye, death vending machine. Wuxiao's face was expressionless, and the mechanical head aimed at it swung wildly, leaving countless shallow knife marks. Ah damn humans, don't rejoice too early, the organization will definitely destroy you ants. The G10 was attacked like a storm, lying on the ground in embarrassment, but still released cruel words. Nothing matters so much. First chapter, previous chapter 693, next chapter.